Hey guys, what we're going to be doing today is solving for x in different ways, writing an equation. So we're going to start with number one. I would like you guys to write these in your notebook. It's really important that you know how to solve for x when it's one step, multi-step, whatever it may be. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing is I have 1/3 x equals 8. So this is more of just a one-step equation. I'm going to insert my text box straight below, and I'm going to rewrite my equation. So I'm noticing I have 1/3 x is going to be equal to 8. Now I'm going to make this a little larger, the font, because it is really tiny and I want to be able to see it. Okay, so with this in mind, I'm going to circle my variable, if I can. We'll see. I'm not really sure if it will let me do it. Here, I guess not, but maybe I can highlight it. Nope, that's the fill box. Oops. We want to go back. White, please. Stroke. Let's see if that. Okay, good. So I kind of put my variable x in yellow. So I'm going to have to think about what's happening here. I know that 1/3 is being multiplied by x, so the inverse of multiplication is division. So that simply means that I am going to divide on both sides by 1/3. So what's going to end up happening is it's going to be 1/3 x divided by 1/3 is going to be equal to 8 divided by 1/3. Okay. Now, if I get rid of these two things and I will highlight them, these are actually going to cancel out. Them in red. These two things cancel out because they're right below, and then that's going to leave me with, and I will bring it down. That's going to leave me with x equals 8 divided by 1/3. And remember, when you're doing division, when you divide 8 divided by a fraction, you always want to do KFC. So you're going to notice that when you divide by 1/3, right, it is going to end up being, a little bit larger because you keep it, you flip it, and change it. So x is actually going to be equal to 24. Okay, so we solved here for x. This is final answer. All right, let's move on to number 2. So for number 2 here, I'm noticing that I have 5 plus x equals 12.7. So this is more of a two-step problem, okay? So I'm going to go back to insert my text box right here, okay? And then I'm going to think about how I can get x alone because that is the variable that I'm working with. So to get x by itself, I probably want to leave it on there, but I'm going to rewrite my equation just so I can see it. I'm going to switch the font again. And I'll keep x in green just so you know that's like standing out. Really important. Now, the first thing that I'm noticing is that 5 is on the same side as x, so I want to get that away immediately, away from it, because we don't want it to be on the same side. So I'm noticing it's a positive 5, so the inverse of positive would be a negative. So I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides, okay? What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So that means I'm going to subtract over here by 5. And I'm going to just line it up like this, okay? And what ends up happening is these two things are actually going to cancel out, so I'll highlight them in the same. These two 5s will cancel out because they're opposites of each other, so they're going to disappear, okay? And then it's going to leave us, our answer should be whatever this is, because if I bring down the rest here, I'm left with x equals whatever 12.7 minus 5 is. So if we subtract them, x is actually going to be equal to, it's going to be equal to 7.7. Let's move on to number 3. So again, this is another two-step